Hello everyone and welcome to another collections showcase, and today we have another Dalek prototype. So this is a prototype Mechanus Dalek. Some of you may know I already have one of those in my collection, but I picked this one up for a number of reasons. Firstly, because it's a prototype, it's a lovely one to see, but secondly, as it comes around, you can see that it has this hole, which indicates that this is a prototype body, or at least this is a moulding that was used for talking Daleks. And obviously immediately alarm bells went off in my head thinking, whoa, hang on a minute, whoa, does this mean we're going to get a talking Mechanus Dalek in future? Let's hit this one on the head right now. No, we aren't. I want to make that very clear. This is not a prototype of a future product. What this is, so to give you a bit of background, on the listing that I bought this from, it described it as an early test shot sample to test the new dome light tooling using a talking Dalek body, side and deeper base. Obviously you can see this has got the new dome lights, so if this is the case and it's a test shot for the dome lights, this is probably one of the more earlier prototypes of the Mechanus Dalek, so it's a lovely one to have in that on that side of things. But obviously, as it says, it does have the talking Dalek body. Now the fact that it was an early test shot sample, obviously immediately my thoughts are, well, they were just using whatever spares and parts that they have available. So I contacted Al Joel before I bought it because I wanted to get his opinions on it, and he said that's exactly what it is. This is not any kind of future indication of any future product, of any future Mechanus Dalek. What this is, it's a dome light test, and they just use whatever parts they have spare to make up the rest of it. That's literally all it is. Let's be very clear about that. It is literally just using the parts they had available, and whatever parts they had available at the time was clearly a talking was a talking Dalek. However, that being said, now this is my own speculation. Let me make that very, very clear here. Very much my own speculation. It does make me wonder, there's two scenarios here. One, that when they put together these Mechanus Daleks, obviously it was a good couple of years ago now, again, they did these prototype ones, they went through their box of bins of spares, and they just happened to find this, you know, this particular body, and that's what they picked out of the bin to put it together. Which is the most likely scenario of what's happened. But the flip side scenario, and this is where I am speculating here, I want to make that very clear, is if this wasn't just a random spares, if this was the most recent thing available at the time of doing this test shot prototype, it potentially means that these things were being looked into and produced as far back as when we got the talking sound effects Daleks, which was, I think, back in 2013, possibly even a bit earlier, maybe a little bit later. But anyway, it's a good, you know, almost a good 10 years. And again, speculation only on my part here, but it does sort of, if that's the case, it does show how much time has to go into the process of making these things and getting these things produced. So in a way, I kind of hope that is the case, because it is a sort of very much a piece of history. Obviously, you know, Dalek merchandising history and Doctor Who merchandising history. But I kind of do hope that that is the case, that these were being produced that far back, because if that is the case, then that really does give an insight into how long the production length of figures can be. But, you know, that's pretty much all I've got to say to this. It's just a nice little interesting one that I wanted to do a video on. But again, I stress to add, and this is being absolutely concrete, heard from the horse's mouth, so to speak, or Al's mouth, so to speak, there is not, I repeat, not any kind of sound effects movie Dalek coming in future. This is simply a test using whatever tooling they had at the time. But on that note, that brings to a close another collections showcase. As always, I hope you all enjoy this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me a lot. I'll be sure description below for a link to my Patreon. I am still working on my figure animation. There is still an update coming in future. But in the meantime, all of your donations are greatly received, and for the smallest donation, you can get your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.